Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Rimworld Anomaly. And give me a moment here, and I'll get into the game and get things started. Alright, so last time we mainly did a bunch of setup for the game, really. Character creation, uh, ideology design, and a couple of other things. So, like uh, generating a world for us to uh, explore and live in, uh, deciding who else also lives in the world, and then we just started playing for a little bit. Um, and now we are, I guess, 3 days in. We arrived on this map, and we are just barely getting started. So, as you can see, we have built ourselves a little bit of a makeshift home. We got a lot of stuff just thrown on the ground, some places for us to sleep, and we've already run into trouble. So, last time, as I was just having all the characters gather things up, um, one of the characters decided that they were going to collect some insect jelly right over here from uh, these spiders and, oh, yeah, mega spiders, I guess, spellipedes, things like that. And they decided, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and collect their food for us, which, granted, was partly my fault. I said to go ahead and unforbid everything on the map. So that's what these little X's means. It's forbidden for colonists to go pick it up. And they got to about here and were attacked by the insects. So we had to go rescue them and bring them home. Now they are, and we don't have beds or anything like that. Now they are lying here, healing up, and will help us out once again once they are healed enough that they can walk around and do things. Um, as you can see, I have a little bit of a checklist over on the side. Um, it's not too big of one at the moment. I'll keep adding to it as we go. We got bedrooms, we need defenses, and we need food, most importantly. So we've started growing some rice, some cotton, which isn't edible, of course, and some corn. Now the rice grows fast, and doesn't provide as much nutrition as the corn does, but the the rice will be harvested much sooner. So, like as you can see, it's only been 2 or 3 days since we planted it, and it's 71% grown, while the corn is only 17% grown. Now, of course, the drawback is that since it grows so quickly, you need to replant it more often. So it's more work for less food. But if we can get a full harvest of corn, we'll be good to go there. Now, the ideology that we spent so much time working on last time is the madness. So we have decided to be a supremacist cannibal ritual cult. This was decided with the help of a few people in chat. So, I was handing out, like, these are the suggestions that we could do, and these are the ones that we settled on. So, of course, cannibalism is one of the most, or on the highest tier of things that we want to do. So we will get a big benefit from eating humanoid meat, and we will also have a huge drawback if we don't do so. So, like, say we take this rice, we cook it up, we just have a bowl of cooked rice. We're not gonna like that because it's not meat. It's not humanoid meat. I think we'll be okay with other, like, animal meat, but I'm uncertain. But since we are a cult, we also have corruption as essential. So, it is very fitting for this new DLC. So the new DLC is Anomaly, and oh, hello, welcome everybody. I was just going through some of the things for what we have decided on in the previous session. So I was just going over what our ideology is. So welcome, and I will continue my explanation. So we are going along with a ritualistic cannibal cult. We eat people, exactly. We're not too preferential other than that. So we will get a big mood bonus if we eat humanoid meat, but if we don't, we get a bit of a penalty. And because we're a cult, we have decided that corruption is essential. So I don't know the specifics of this quite yet, but I'm sure we will find out along the way. Now, because of this, this is a fallen monolith right over here. It's something that is disturbing and whatnot that we probably want to investigate at some point. I'm not going to immediately do that because I'm afraid that we might take on more than we can handle, especially since one of our colonists are already recovering from a accident that happened. They decided that they wanted to collect some insect jelly from the insects down here, and well, the insects didn't like that. So let me just unpause the game, let things, I guess, go at a slow rate while I get used to what's going on tonight. We'll speed things up as we go. And here we go already. A small group of 4 shambling corpses are approaching. The inhuman force that animates them is fading, so they will collapse within a day. If you can capture one, you can study it for anomaly knowledge. Otherwise, they might not notice you if you leave them alone. So if we jump to the location, you can see right here we've got 4 zombies and skeletons. I guess shamblers is just an overall term. If I unpause it, they should... No, they're just gonna stand there. Okay, well, let's have a look. So it's a shambler, 13 hours. This dead creature has been reanimated by corrupted archites. Shamblers are slow and mindless and will attack relentlessly. After a few days on their feet, shamblers die from metabolic exhaustion. Captured shamblers can't move and thus won't expire. Okay, so it looks like there are 12 hours before this shambler decides that it's had enough. Is that the same for all of them? No, it is not. There's a varying degree. So, as long as we stay away from that corner, it should be fine. And as long as they don't wander up this way. Over here, we have some more insects just living their life. Hopefully, we can leave them alone, and they can leave us alone. Other than that, we are currently doing some research. We are learning how to stone cut. This is a tribal start, so we do not have all that much technology. All of this bright red stuff is what we've learned. This dark red we have not learned yet. And as we progress, things get more and more difficult to learn. So one of the things that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to stay within our technology level for research. So, like, if I were to try to research a great bow over here, this tech is medieval, so it is more expensive to learn. I would want to try and get as many techs as are needed to upgrade our own technology, assuming that the mod is actually working. It might not be by the looks of it. I thought I'd fixed it, but maybe not. So I may have to, research some of these other things as well. But I also think it goes off of, like, cost. So, like, adding all of this up, all of these points up has to equal at least 50% of the tech level. In order to... Oh, guess I didn't pause it while I was doing this. So we have to earn half of the points. So since these last three tech things are so expensive, I would have to probably research at least Devil Strand, if not also beer brewing as well, to advance in tech. So Devil Strand is probably the better one to do. I could do learn how to plant chocolate trees, but I don't really think I need to quite yet. So I'm gonna set that one to be researched. We'll work on it as we go. In the meantime, we're gonna try to survive. So in here we've got a stockpile, and we have a few options. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Chopper. I appreciate it. So we've got a few options for storage to begin with. I think a lot of this isn't necessarily like based off of tech level, so I will again try to limit myself to what my technology would allow. So, for example, a couple of food baskets. I'm just going to make one of those right up here, and then eventually somebody will get around to crafting it. In the meantime, they'll probably just go around doing a few things just on their own. So I've kind of set up a work priority here. So things like firefighting and things I tell them to haul are highest priority, while things like research and for this person cooking are less required. And they'll try to do things on their own as they go. Of course, I can take charge at any point to tell them otherwise. So we'll see how it goes. At the moment, though, I'm gonna speed it up a bit, doubling the time that passes, and keep an eye on these shamblers so that they don't wander too close. And of course, wait for this person to heal up. Of course, over time, they're gonna receive, like you can see the little healing symbol up there. Over time, they'll just go ahead and heal up. Once they're ready to, they will get up on their own and be able to do things again. We have found a pet of some sort that will help us out. It is a insect being. So right at the end of the last session, we managed to tame them, and eventually we will do some training to allow them to help us out with like cleaning up dirt, hauling items, that sort of thing. So we'll get around to that as well. However, it seems like don't really have that much food. Oh, also, we have these ominous obelisks. So I want to put one of these up right away. That's kind of in a bad spot, but it has an area of effect. So since we are a cult, we have a corruption rating. And the corruption reflects a person's desire to give into the dark, eldritch, and possibly even violent desires of that are deeply embedded within them. Finally, corrupted pawn cannot lose ideology certainty. Corruption slowly fades daily, but can be paused by nearby obelisk and increased by incantation rituals. Upon reaching 100 corruption, a pawn will immediately begin mentally breaking, which is not good. And upon reaching 0, a pawn will easily be swayed by any other ideology. So, it seems like the goal is to keep the corruption somewhere in between 10% and 90% by the looks of it. So we don't want to be too corrupted, but at the same time, we don't want to lose it as well. So, looks like I need to start cooking some meals. So, we do have a simple meal set up here. We do not want to allow rotten stuff. Apparently I didn't set this properly. We're okay with using chicken meat, but we also want human meat, and insect meat is okay as well. Because our ideology has basically said that we basically are, we're not just cannibals, we're also carnivores. But we just prefer cannibalism. So that should be good. Vegetables, we'll go ahead and use whatever we get. It's a bit interesting that apples, fungus are considered vegetables, but okay. I guess it's not meat and it's not an animal product, so that's okay. You can use bone marrow, so one of the mods I've added in is whenever you slaughter an animal or a human or creature of some sort, bones will drop. They don't normally. And then we can use bones for various things, usually anything that would require wood to build. Oh. Hello. Enemy Shambler Swarmer. Alright. Apparently, one of these guys has managed to shamble his way up. Where are these guys? They are right there. 1 hour to go. 12 seconds to go. Alright, so, we're being attacked. So, time to draft up, get our bows out. You stand in the doorway, you stand in that doorway. And they went for the animal right away, of course. Closest target, I suppose. And us with only bows to do anything about it. What are you doing? Oh, you're hungry. Okay. Um, no. Don't attack it with your bare hands. We'll just take care of this first. Alright, now you can go eat again. And so we have downed it. Finally. How is this thing? Alright, apparently it's lost an arm. Apparently it's immortal. So it will regenerate maybe the arm? I don't know. But it's not going to die of blood loss. So that's not too much of a worry right now. These two, we can go ahead and say go back to that. And just going to do that to take care of the zombie. Which apparently, hold on. May have been an immortal. So I have a mod added in. That's like the Highlander immortals. I suppose, yeah, it was a lesser immortal. So just like Highlander, you obtain immortality from other immortals. So by decapitating that one, apparently, it has passed on some of its immortality to Yoko here. So some of its abilities, like if it had any skills, I would have obtained a little bit of it. If it had any passions and skills, I would have gotten those as well, or a chance to get those, I suppose. And then once that has been taken care of, and it looks like we have already chopped it up for meat, we just need to make some simple meals. Hold on. Do until we have 5. Yeah, that should do. And then eventually they'll get around to cooking some food out of whatever's around. So there we are. We're taking some meat, we're grilling it up on the campfire, and then we're probably going to store it in the food baskets that we have just made. Now that that's taken care of, though, we can speed up time a bit. Another thing is we have a home zone. And basically, anywhere we build, we consider is a bit of a area for us to live in, and we will try to keep it clean as much as possible. So that's why they're going around cleaning up all the blood splatters and stuff like that. But since that guy showed up at our doorstep, that solved our food problem for a little bit at least. Oh, okay. Since it looks like you're going to be here a while, Ezu thinks that you should give your faction a name. Oh, what do you want your faction to be called? I'm not really good with names, so, you know, just, unless you guys have a good idea, just be the cultists, and they think that you should give the settlement a name. What should the local settlement be called? This is home. Again, not great with names, or naming things, so, there we go. Alright, apparently we're just dropping food on the floor. Hold on. Yep, I've said to drop on the floor. Take to the best stockpile instead. You harvested 1 rice. Is that all that was ready? I suppose so. 99% for most of that. Oh, you know what I probably didn't do? I probably didn't set this up to accept food. There we go. Let's do that. And then they'll just slowly harvest as they go. Every once in a while, you'll see them botch a harvest that'll completely ruin uh, harvesting that one plant. So don't really like that happening, but I guess they're not going to learn any other way. So, all right, you go get yourself some food. I'm sure that's why you're so upset, is that you're starving. And, you know, it, you're in a hideous environment and you're in intense pain from all of the spider bites. And you ate non-cannibal food. Okay, well, like I said, we're not going to be happy about the food that we have at the moment, not right away. Um, so other than that, what am I currently? Oh, right, I am currently learning how to uh, plant Devil Strand, which is a heat-resistant fungus. So uh, once I have the ability to plant that, I'll try to plant it. I think Yoko has a high enough plant skill to plant it, and then we can grow some of that to make clothing out of, or heat-resistant clothing, I suppose, or just rely on cotton once it's grown as well. That's more likely to happen. Um, so okay, what are you doing? Oh, you're attending to uh, the spider creature thing. Okay. I should have paid a little closer attention to that, but it should be fine now. I also should have like a spot for them to sleep at. Furniture. So right now we can't really make too much. Um, I suppose that might be something I want to take a look at. So basic furniture might be something I want to make as well. So that'll be a simple bed, a bench, and a table. Just, a place to sleep, place to sit, place to eat. So, actually, you know what? No, no, I want to do uh, Devil Strand first because I have set it so that it only calculates for the main stuff here. So, other than that, what kind of storage options do I have? So, I like to play kind of a what's going on here? Negotiated with hostile, but still negotiable degenerate. Okay, it's gone. I don't know what that was all about. But they left us a stone and some medicine. So you know what? I'll just go ahead and allow that. This will come in handy at some point for sure. So Glitter World medicine is the best of the best medicine. The medicine we currently have is this stuff, just herbal medicine. Not great, but better than nothing. And then I also need. So, we were supposed to have like a. Alright, hold on a second. Why are you still hungry? Do we have. Oh. You know what? That's probably why. Neither of our characters were set to doctoring. So, or at least not high enough priority. So, neither of the other characters were taking care of the person that is injured. And that's, kind of why I adjust those as we go. But you should prioritize feeding them. I know they're asleep and they're resting, but they're also starving. So, there we go. I can speed it up again. Oh, okay, fine. Apparently they woke up in the middle of us feeding food to them and they were like, no, I'm going to get my own food. And then, of course, picked up the food off the floor that we were trying to feed them. So, it's a squirrel just running around. Not sure. I suppose there's a lot of little creatures running around. In addition to 4 mega spiders. That's not good. There's a skeleton somewhere on the map. Right, is this not able to store food? Or like cooked food? No, it isn't. Okay. That's just for storing ingredients for food, I guess. Well, that's fine. By putting stuff in it, we give more room for other things. Alright, so, what else do we want? Reinforced doors are, again, a lot of these modded things don't necessarily have a prerequisite set for them. So if I come across something like a reinforced door, I shouldn't know how to make it at this point. So I'm not going to use it. But things like a shoji or a normal door in a wall, things like that, I'll use. We have a raid coming in. Group of tribes people from the Goga Covenant have arrived nearby. They're attacking immediately. And then there's a bunch of stuff. I added a mod that will basically tell you this is how it calculates out how dangerous the threat is. So in this case, it checks how much each character's worth. So the 3 people are worth between 15 and 18 points. The animal itself apparently is worth more than us. Interesting. And then it calculates from our wealth, which is this graph in here. This is based off of 3 different elements. So this is our wealth in creatures, which includes ourselves and pets. The green one is our wealth in buildings, so like all these wooden walls, the wooden doors, the obelisks, I guess, probably also count. And then this is, the obelisks would go under wealth of items. Buildings would just be like doors and walls and things like that. So all of these 3 things together calculates to about $21,000 wealth of stuff. Now, most of that is creature wealth. So basically, we are worth more than all of our belongings. And then it adds those points up and multiplies it by some factors. So we have a grace factor since we just started the colony, an adaptation factor, which will grow over time, and then it factors all that in and comes out to be 42 points. So with those points, it's then determined like how many raiders there are, what they're equipped with. So the more points there are, the more, the better equipment that they will have. So this guy is just armed with a staff, a mask, and has a bit of jade to uh, to fill in. Um, Other than that, he has like a scratch scar, which makes him slightly worse at manipulation. Um, and then, interesting thing is the Goga Covenant is the cannibalistic faction. So, um, kind of story-wise, this is where our colony split off from, I guess. So, this guy isn't great at too much. He's good with animals, but he's also a pyromaniac. Pyromaniac is bad because if we were to have him in our colony and he goes on a mental break, it is likely that he will just start setting fires to things. And when your base is made out entirely of wood, that's a bad thing. Um, Sorry, chat was just telling me something. Um, anyway, he's attacking us. So if is he attacking immediately? He is attacking immediately. All right, so you just slow this down a little bit. It is possible that he will move close enough to these insects and uh, get himself into trouble. So, this is no longer our concern. He has spotted an insect that he attacked. The other ones came in to defend, and now he is wishing he hadn't done that. So, this is a new mechanic that has been added in Anomaly, is if they're downed but not dead, they will try to crawl to safety. So he's got about 13 hours to find somewhere safe, which for him would be to crawl off the map before he bleeds out. I'm not sure where he's going, though. I mean, it says he's crawling to safety, but since he's not part of our faction, I have no idea where safety is. Oh, you know what? I bet he's trying to crawl over to this bed. But it is unlikely that he's going to make it. I mean, he does have 12 hours, but the more he bleeds out, the less mobile he's going to be able to be. And, I mean, he still has a 39% moving. Maybe he was just trying to crawl away from the insects. Anyway, not likely our problem anymore. So it looks like we're just doing a variety of research. Once again, we have a mod added that does various things other than just sitting at a research spot and researching. So, like if we have plants around for this research, of course, we can study the plants. We can brainstorm with each other, apparently. And that's about it for this research. Once we have exhausted some of this, then Um, we could gather construction experience from tilled soil. So if I were to go over here and say, hey, let's till some soil. All right, for the moment, people are asleep, so they'll get to it when they wake up. Yeah, I have set their schedule to do pretty much whatever they want. So supposedly this is getting research. No, it's not. All right, never mind. Let me cancel this and move that. All right, I thought that might help, but apparently I'm misunderstanding how it works. I'm not completely familiar with everything that's going on, so you know, I'll do what I can. And then, all right, we have set up a simple meal plan. No. Oh, did he get up? He did get up. But now he has extreme blood loss and an infection. Thought I heard something going on over here. You know what, though? Just going to draft up. We're going to come down here. It's a ways to go, though. Oh. Never mind. He bled out. So, I could just do this. Prioritize hauling, because that is food for us. So, now we'll just walk down here, hopefully avoiding the insects. Getting close. Okay. And as long as looks like we're taking a different way back than the way we went, taking a dangerous way back, skirting past both colonies of insects as we go. And then just bring it up here. Get some food while we're here. Oh, severed head brought it away. Nothing I can do about it. So one of the things that we're going to have to deal with is over time, perishables will, of course, perish. So, like, this guy here is currently fresh. It's unrefrigerated. It spoils in 2.5 days, and it is slowly deteriorating due to being unroofed. So, outdoors, not under a roof, and it's raining out. Hey, kitty, how's it going? Glad you made it. Just, you didn't miss too much. We're just on the 7th day of the colony, so right now we're just having to live off of rice at the moment, which isn't a bad thing, but it's certainly not human flesh, so the cannibals don't really like it so much. Sorry you're late, was picking up something. Hey, no worries, you know, glad you made it anyway. So yeah, right now there's not much to do. We are just, there's the vampire. Need the flesh. I mean, we just got some delivered to us, so we have all of, there's a group of travelers passing by, and Bazu is finally healed, but we just had an enemy come in. They got sidetracked by the spiders, ended up dying to them, and so just now went down and picked up their body and harvested it. So maybe we'll get a few good meals from that. Flash storm. So I did see that. It's probably this. Yeah. So this, like I said, the Immortals mod is in the game. So everything, well, most everything, I have tweaked a few things. Any animal, any humanoid has a chance of being immortal. So this turtle right here was immortal. When an immortal dies, lightning strikes the area. You know, just like in Highlander. It was due to this cougar here deciding that it wanted turtle for food. And as you can see, the head has been bitten off. So, again, just like in Highlander, you are immortal as long as you do not lose your head. So, whenever I see a flash of lightning, I do take notice because that probably means that an immortal has died in the area somewhere. And so over time, since Yoko here is an immortal, just a normal immortal. Oh, right, because the Shambler was an immortal. So Yoko was a lesser immortal. One of those Shamblers that attacked us earlier happened to be immortal, and we decapitated it. That Shambler's immortality went to Yoko and changed it from being a lesser immortal to a normal immortal. So now, instead of a pain tolerance of 75%, now I have a pain tolerance of 50%. So that basically means we have to sustain twice as much damage before we'll fall over from pain. Once that reaches 0, then the only time we will fall over is when we lose all our health. So it's both good and bad. But again, as long as Yoko is not decapitated, then they will get up from being dead. So that's kind of their specialty. And eventually, they will become a high enough immortal to regenerate things like lost limbs, you know, kind of like Deadpool. Stuff like that. This little creature is also immortal. They have a random chance. They lost their arm in a fight. So what this tells me is that just a normal immortal is not good enough to restore limbs quite yet. But if we find some more immortals and take their powers, if this little creature is nearby, it has the chance of absorbing the immortality instead of the person that decapitates them. So it's possible for multiple people to become immortal. Alright, we finished our research of Devil Strand. So again, it is a fungus that is fire resistant. So if we come in here, and no, this looks like it is still haven't gotten, that can't be right. Well, I'm going to, I said I wasn't going to go on to further research until our technology advanced, but it doesn't look like our technology is advancing. I'll have to take a look at it later. For now, though, we need some furniture. We don't want to sleep on the floor. We want to sleep on a bed, we want a table to eat at, and we want some chairs to sit in. It looks like the visitor made it. Didn't get attacked by spiders along the way. Good for them. And it looks like they have a few items to trade. So, let's say hello to them and see if they want to buy anything we have. Not much. They'll take the skull mask, though. I'll sell that for 35 bucks. They have an auto crossbow, some reinforced barrels for artillery, medicine, and food. I think we're okay on everything at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and sell the mask. Like, we are, at this point, making food, so we will not starve, even if it's food that we don't like. So, other than that, like, something I might want to do is maybe expand my base a little bit. There's not much to it at the moment, and there isn't necessarily too much that we can do at this point in time. But let me just have a look around at some of this stuff. So miscellaneous. Okay, so this is a few things that I probably want to put down in certain places. So an animal harvesting spot will want, in order to shear them, slaughter them, milk them, whatever we need, probably want an animal training spot to train them. A drop spot, it's just really hard to see. We'll put a drop spot right over here so that anytime we complete a quest and things are going to get dropped in from orbit, this is where it will drop in. Gift from... Oh, look at that. See, we didn't need to buy medicine, they just gave us some. Don't know where they got it, because this is twice as much as what they said they had to sell. Maybe this was just their own personal supply. Which I should also contemplate as well, because now they have a repeating crossbow. Probably not the best thing when we ourselves don't really have too much yet. We'll let them go. We do have low corruption, so these people have a too low corruption need, less than 10%. If they reach 0 corruption, they will be easily swayed to a different ideology. Build an obelisk to maintain their corruption need, or perform incantation rituals to increase it by 10%. Okay, so this is currently affecting 2 of the 3 of us. You are still at 13%, but we're at like 6 and 7%. Okay, so I need to figure out how to do that. Oh, but first let me add in a trading spot as well. Trading spot is where any traders, like wherever they went, like this person here, whenever they show up, this spot will be where they decide to show up and loiter around. So I could set this wherever, and that's where the traders will go. A lot of times I'll probably put them in a spot like if I know people are going to approach the base through this area, I'd probably set it up right here so that any enemies that decide to show up while they're here would run into the caravan first instead of me. So, use them as a meat shield, literally. And then, of course, go in and clean things up afterwards. Alright, so I need to figure out what I need to do to prevent this loss. So it's probably a ritual spot that I need. So let me put one of these down here. Again, gladiator, do no festival version, execution, roll trains, incantation. Here we are. So this is what we need to start working on here. So an incantation, dark chant to appease the eldritch entities that defy all natural laws. The incantation ritual goes well, a positive outcome. It will increase the corruption need of all participants by 10%, as well as provide a mood bonus. Might just do it for the mood bonus. It's disabled. Before starting an incantation, you must assign someone to the role of a whispering tooth. Alright, so we have to... there we are. Whispering Tooth is the leader. So if I were... Right? I should have paid closer attention to the naming of these things. Because the cultist leader is the moral guide, but the Whispering Tooth is the leader of the cult. So, we're gonna do this first. Everyone is probably okay with this. We're about to assign the role of Whispering Tooth to Yoko. They will gain the following abilities, so leader, speech, work, drive, a bunch of stuff that you get as a leader. So, that'll be fine. Roll change has begun. Oh, look at that. We've got a bunch of mist and tentacles as our the look to our rituals. I suppose it's fitting. Of course, the music is stopped while doing so. There we are. Successful roll change. It's completed. Quality 100%. I guess there was no chance of it failing. And now I have these new abilities. I have the ability to put someone on trial. I can change the style of like some of our like tables and walls and stuff. I can give somebody a passion to work a little bit harder for 3 days. We have combat commands, so use combat skills of everyone nearby. Lasts for 24 hours, and it remains attached to the leader. Okay. But now we can begin an incantation. So if I do this... Alright, so in the future we'll probably want to have a room to do this in. Social impact 153%, so plus 30% quality. A 45% chance, or expected 45% outcome. And so don't want it. We have a 10% chance of it being the worst, minus 3 mood. 14% chance of minus 1 mood, 57% chance of plus 1 mood, which is likely what it's going to be, and a 19% chance to be a plus 2 mood. So let's start with this. Mainly just to increase our corruption from being too low. Of course, right now, we don't have much. We have 2 rooms to our name, a room where we live and a room where we store things. So, how did we do? Cursed incantation. The incantation was suitably accursed. A litany of dark Morbidities expressed in crime, perversion, and insanity. Total quality was 45%, determined by the number of participants and social impact. Okay, so it wasn't great. It's a -1 mood for 6 days. That's okay. I'm more worried about this. So yeah, it did, in fact, increase our corruption by about 10%. So is there a limit to when I can do this again? Still gonna take 2 hours. I guess there is no limit. So, you know, we won't do another one immediately. We'll let people, get food and whatnot. Oh, I suppose, like, we could still fail it again and get a stacking penalty to our move if we're not careful. No storage room for that? What about right here? Oh, right. There's a glitched item before. There's like a something right here that we obtained from somebody. You know what? I'm going to do something real quick. So over here in the water, gonna do that. We're gonna set this to critical. Gonna clear everything. And we're gonna set this to a bayonet charge. So now somebody should haul that out and put it over here. Looks like Yoko's on the job. They'll do that. And now this will sit here and it will start deteriorating because it's unroofed, it's raining, it's outdoors, and it's in shallow water. I also see... Are you the same person that was here before? Yes. What are you doing? Coming back? Not really sure what this person is doing. Oh, you know what? I bet it is. I set up a trading spot. And then they're like, oh, I need to move to the trading spot right away. Alright, so again, they're trying to leave. Interesting. We still have no storage space. I guess not much I can do about it. Oh wait, yes there is. Let's get rid of that. Alright, so this is the light green area. So, light green area is the overhead roof. A dark green area right over here is where there's a mountain overhead. So I need to be careful to stay within the light green area, because if I dig into the dark green area, there's a possibility of that is a place where an insect infestation can start. So I want to try to not do that. Where are you going? We're examining a table way over here, huh? Okay. I suppose that's also another thing we can do. But wait up, buddy. Let's claim this table and reinstall it over here for a moment. So since you're over here, go ahead and work on that. So they're going to turn around, pick up the table. It's slightly dented. And then they're going to bring it home. So now we have a table. We have no chairs to sit at the table, but we have a table. Another thing, I do want to try and get my stuff back over here. But these guys are going to need to be asleep before I do that. Alright. Oh, what's going on? Excuse me. We have a new quest. It's called the Solitary Dame. A dame of the Shattered Empire is calling from nearby. Her guards were killed in an ambush. She escaped, but is now being followed by a man-hunting rat. They want to keep her. They want me to keep her safe at home for a few hours until her shuttle can come pick her up. She will bestow 8 honor on whoever accepts this quest. This is enough honor to receive the royal title Yeoman, and all benefits that come with it, including the first level of psychic powers. So, I don't know if I want to accept this or not. Psychic powers are great, but it comes with the more detrimental thing is that it comes with a title. So I don't know where I can. There isn't really a thing at the moment that I can look at. So whenever you get a title, you decide that you don't want to do some types of work anymore. So, like, if you, like, this person's a dame. If, you know, that is, of course, a higher title than a yeoman. So as a dame, they probably will not do any, like, menial work, like cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing, hauling stuff. And the higher the title, the less work you're going to do, and the more you expect to have. While that fits what we're doing, kind of. Going into the workplace, have a good stream? Alright, well, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. I certainly appreciate it. This isn't necessarily what I want to do. If I want psychic powers, we are tribal. So, somewhere around here is, there it is, an Anomaly. If I want psychic powers, I can probably pray to this thing and eventually have this grant us psychic powers. Eventually link somebody to it, they get a random psychic power, and then continue on from there. It's a way for multiple starting things to be able to obtain psychic powers. So I think I am not going to accept this for now. But it does remind me that I can set up what I am willing to accept for quests. So at the moment, I don't really want to accept goodwill, because we don't necessarily want to make friends with everyone. And I don't want to accept things like contribution or honor, which is what this is as well. Contribution is the Moyo version of honor. So not going to accept any goodwill or honor. That'll mean that whenever I do get a quest, well, this only had one option, but usually when you accept a quest, you get 3 options. Usually it's like honor, some items, or some goodwill. So by refusing to accept honor and goodwill, they'll instead offer 3 choices of items. So I think I would like to do that instead. Right, we are still short on inventory space. Storage is down here. I don't really consider that we can make crates yet, which of course would also mean probably be able to make a barrel. That seems to be all of the things that we have available. Now we just had an incident happen of a psychic drone. Every female colonist feels a wave of anxiety and anger. Well, that's the entire colony at the moment. Some distant engine of hatred is stirring. It is projecting a psychic drone onto the site through an orbital amplifier, tuned to only affect females. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit worse. The drone level is low. So if we take a look here at the needs, we have a low psychic drone. So that's going to be a -14 to our mood for the next few days. I mean, fair warrior. But and this is only a low psychic drone. They can get worse, and I think only one can happen at a time. Now, the reason why it's attuned to females is because that is the only option at the moment. If I had a male character in the colony, it would probably be a 50-50 chance. Also, welcome, warrior. Glad you could make it. Alright, we're doing a bit of research. Maybe harvesting some plants once they're ready to be harvested. Cooking some food. Again, it's not preferable to us, but it will get us by. And right now are mostly okay due to our moderate expectations. We're just getting started. Although we do have a lot of negatives as well. At some point I will study this, but there we go. We just got basic furniture. Now the mod that I added that should be advancing our technology doesn't seem to be working at the moment. So I will try to fix that in between sessions. How's the stream going? Having fun? I am enjoying it. This is one of my favorite games. Just because there's so much that you can do in it. It is highly moddable. So, for example, I am currently playing a highly modded game. I have about 250 mods currently running at the moment. A lot of them are textures, new races. So, like, each of these characters are from a different faction. So we have a 3-tailed fox, we have a mouse, and we have a rabbit. So each of those are from a different mod. There are many different factions across the world. Each one of these is representing a different faction. Most of these are modded. Some of these are base game. So like these are pirates down here. They're from the base game. We have some cannibals right over here. They're also the base game. Any of these just standard building looking like things. Our base game. Here we have some wasters off to the northwest. Most of the others are added in. Um, and I like my variety. Otherwise, you're going to see pretty much like 90% humans. So, you know, a bit boring for me at this point. I have. Hold on, let me check. Uh, yeah, I have about 1,500 hours in this game, so I've played quite a bit. So I play with mods to keep things interesting, to change some of the balances as need be. Um, this current group, I had made characters a little bit earlier. I tried to have chat help me out with the characters, but they weren't really too knowledgeable about things. So instead, what we did is we designed the ideology that we were going to follow. And slow down the game while I'm going through this. Last time I streamed, Syken and Kitty Quinn over there has helped me design uh, this ideology. So we are cannibal cultists that are also have a bit of a supremacist thoughts. So we're gonna be eating a lot of humanoid flesh. And we don't really care about like tainted apparel. So this is like clothing that was worn by a corpse. We don't care about death. We don't care about corpses themselves. We do care about tattered clothing. So we do care about our style a little bit. So, other than that, you know, this is the basis of this ideology. And we're going with that. Now, what has happened while I was gone? Marriage is on. Miko told Yoko that she wants to spend her life with her. Yoko agreed, and the two are now engaged. At some point in the coming days are quadrums. Quadrums are seasons, so there's 4 seasons in a year. Each season is 15 days. They all have their marriage ceremony and invite all the colonists. You know, all the other colonists. Consider placing a marriage spot if you want to control where the ceremony occurs. And new lovers. Nico tried to romance Nezu by telling a story about vampires. Sounds legit. They were attracted and is now Nico's lover. They now want to sleep together. Consider assigning them to a double bed. So, having Mother's Day dinner right now, but you're here? Oh, okay. Well, I hope you enjoy your dinner. I will be here for a while still, so probably longer than the dinner is going to last. But yeah, this is a little bit of Syken's influence. Again, if we take a look at the colony here, where is it? Somewhere near, probably closer to the top now that I think about it. So yeah, physical love is free and approved. So, oh, and I don't think that there's a limit to marriage partners. Spouse is unlimited. That was a bit of Syken's influence. Yeah, high-class cannibal vampires. That's right. I mean, right now we're just living with what we have, but we will work towards some of the better stuff. Alright, so I need... Oh, I forgot. I made room, but then forgot to expand storage. Here, all that medicine inside so it doesn't deteriorate. Where's your harem? We're working on it, okay? For you can't have a harem until you're here. So, you know, I tried to get you guys to make a character or help design a character, but compiled with goth. Well, okay, yeah, that's true. Um, so if I go into apparel policies, let me just go here. That is something I have added. So there is a little bit of gothic clothing. Um, so there's a gothic dress here. I think there is other gothic style stuff. So we have like a Lolita dress, maid dress, things like that. Um, that we will probably be making for some characters, uh, just for style purposes. So it does exist. It's just going to take a little bit to get to. Uh, so, uh, again, most of the game I will probably be running at medium speed, just so that we are progressing at a steady rate. I probably won't go to super fast speed unless everyone's asleep, and I'll slow it down to basic speed whenever there's things like combat, um, anything that's happening that needs close attention paid to it, that sort of thing. And then, of course, also pausing occasionally to take in whatever's going on and figure out a plan. Um, it is 1500 hours, so in a few more hours, these bugs should be going to sleep, and I'll be able to uh, retrieve my stuff that I dropped over here, and maybe even retrieve. Well, maybe I shouldn't attempt to retrieve that stuff. This is more likely to happen. But when the bugs go to sleep, they won't be aggressive toward me unless I get too close or aggravate them. Let me see what we craft. We could craft some masks, but I do try to stay away from um, different model um, accessories. So, like the Ratkin, I want to only wear Ratkin stuff. Uh, at least that would show on them. So I'm probably not gonna make things like masks or tribal wear or anything like that. Equipment is another thing though. Like I will make whatever equipment that they can use. Um, like a medicine bag would be good to make once I have some cloth or leather. I can use leather. Okay, hold on. What creatures do we have out and about? You got in a fight with a skeleton. And now you're not doing so well. Where is the skeleton then? Skeleton is not here. Oh, there it is. You won the fight with the skeleton. However, we're gonna go ahead and come down here and pick this up, get some leather from it. And you know what? We'll allow this one too. Because, who knows, they might have, well, their skeleton might have bones that we can use to craft with. So eventually somebody will go down and take care of that. I should have... Yeah, everyone's set to hunting. So Yoko's heading down there to haul something. And Nezu's heading down there to hunt the cat, the cougar. Cougar? Lynx? What was it? A cougar. So they're gonna head down there and take care of that. The insects are asleep at the moment, so I'm going to allow this stuff. And as soon as Nico here is done eating food, they can come down here and pick this stuff up. Wonderful. So we'll speed things back up and maybe slow it down if they get into trouble. Or start trouble. Pick up the bow and get out of there. They decided to shoot at the insects for some reason. Let's see how this works out. Oh, pardon me, just passing through. Nope, apparently not. Get out of the way. You can go back to sleep. Alright, I see I'm probably going to have to do this manually. Let's not allow that. I'm gonna wake up this guy by walking right past him. Okay. Now this time, do not pull out the bow to start shooting. Now this is the problem with this character. They are they're trigger happy and they have cover fire. So the amount of time it takes for them to aim and fire a weapon is, well, 64% less. So she basically fires a bow immediately. So not enough time. Get out of there. Looks like I'm going to have to disallow that. Maybe that was the wrong person to send. You're fleeing. Okay, we're all good there. It's still the middle of the night. There we go. Let's see if we can do this well without getting into more trouble. There we go. Well, we got some of the stuff at least. And only one minor bite that has already healed up. So, we're good. We're good. How is this going? We're down to 11% low corruption. So it looks like we're going to try this. Let's move this somewhere else. Let's see if it's better in here. Minus 7.7. Well, okay. So it's worse in here than it is out there. Interesting. So let's not do it inside the building. Let's, if we place it right here. So one of the things that we've got going on is plant life is has a beauty to it. So most things have a 1. Trees, like this cherry tree over here, has an 8. Stone has -2. Things like that. So by placing this over here, we might be able to have a little bit of a better outcome. But it's, I suppose it's not in a room, so it's not going to actually be impressive at all. But still, we need to do this. So we need to keep our corruption up. And I need to try, actually, daily rituals. Just as a reminder. Not that I'll really see that any better than, you know, the low corruption thing over here. But still. You can reach level 5 in social. Getting better at speaking. So this time it was a little bit of a better one. Everyone gets a +1 for the next few days. And let me see if that's... It will stack. So we got a -1 for the previous ritual. We now have a 1 for this ritual. So let's do this. Let's say ritual. Excuse me, hiccups. Let's see if we can make a ritual room. Now, it does look like we do have floors available, so we can make wooden floors. Probably nothing really great at the moment. Oh, but we did learn how to stone cut. Oh, but we don't have any steel. Do we have any steel nearby? What's this? There's a bone wall. This looks like steel. Hey, there we are. Come over here, guys, and deconstruct all of this. We've got some steel structures just sitting right over here that we can get some steel from. Didn't realize that was paused. And again, once they're ready to go do something, they'll go do it on their own, for the most part. Which is kind of why I have to keep an eye on them occasionally. So now, they're going to come over here, going to deconstruct some stuff. There's a little bit of steel. What's this? A Kijin hunter named Okawa has arrived and wants to join the colony. He is willing to contribute, but will not leave voluntarily, claiming to have nowhere else to go. You can choose to turn him down and send him away. However, your colonist will be disturbed at sending someone away in need. So this is a bit of an odd one. We get some of these quests like this where they're like, no, I'm not going to leave. Either let me join or send me away. I will not voluntarily leave. And this can be for other things as well. Like sometimes we'll get somebody drop potted in with paralytic abasia or some other thing like blood rot, where somebody has basically just dropped them off on our doorstep, hoping that we'll take care of them. We're a cult of cannibals, so guess how that's going to turn out for most of these. But we have 24 hours to decide. Let me move this off to the side over here. And we're gonna just build something right here. As soon as people are awake. They have 24 hours to accept it, so 24 hours to build this little building right here. Put in a sleeping spot, just right like that. And as soon as they're done building this, alright, they failed to build the door. It happens. They're not that great at constructing yet. Put the roof on, and we will set this for prisoners. So, this person wants to join us. We'll accept for now. People arrived. They're a hunter. How good are they? So they have a flame bow. That's not great. Fire spreads a lot. They have some equipment. They're carrying a second bow because why not? They have 3 meals on them. They are gun crazy and they're a prude. So aiming time minus 80%, so they're going to shoot really fast. They do have a burning passion in shooting, but they are not part of our cult. And if we go over here to our needs, eventually what will show up is we have different ideologies. Basically, it's a penalty. And this guy is tempting fate by walking right past all of the insects. So, this guy is not very useful to us at the moment. And since he decided to join our colony, I have a little bit of control over what can be done. So, here he is. He's walking in to our base. Gonna slow this down a bit. This is like a food delivery. So, we're gonna draft him up. We're going to say, hey, I'd like you to drop that bow. I'd like you to drop that bow as well. Go ahead and drop the meals. Don't wear the armor. The rest of the stuff is fine. Then just walk right over here, please. And someone like, they have a recurve bow. Eco might be a little better because they have the shooting skills. They have a 100% chance to arrest this guy, which they will do. So here we go. Been arrested. You've been put in prison. So he will receive doctor care. Not lavish food. Nothing for now. It's probably going to be dinner. Oh, but I didn't notice we are harvesting cloth at this point. So that's good. I don't need to harvest any berries at the moment. And well, we're okay on food for the moment. If need be, we will take care of him later. But for now, speed things back up. Oh, you gotta be careful about allowing everything because all of this is bad. That's currently bad. And All of this is bad. So we have to be careful. Also, I did see this bed earlier. Rest effectiveness is 85%. You know, that's just... It may not be a good bed, but it is a bed. Oh, wait. Where am I looking? Cancel that. I forgot. We did get the technology, so we do have furniture. We can make bedrolls. So, now that we are harvesting the cloth, let's make some bedrolls for you. Also, a sleeping spot for the animal right in the corner. And you know what? We're making beds for ourselves. Let's go ahead and make a bed for the animal. And then put in a couple of stools right over here, so that when we do eat our food, we will sit down at a table. Because believe it or not, does it show? Right here. Eat without a table is a -3. So every time you eat, they're like, no, I didn't get to sit down and eat my food at a table. I had to stand up. Oh, we have another quest. New quest has become available. It's called Sad Travelers. 3 desperate refugees are approaching. Their leader is called Lissa and claim to have escaped an organ harvesting operation. Well, I'm afraid they came to the wrong place. They beg you for permission to stay at home for 14 days so they can rest and regroup. In return, they offer to work and fight for free during that time. If you make them happy, some of them may offer to join you. They may also reward you later for helping them, but there's no way to know of their true intentions. These refugees are not part of any faction. If you wish, you can choose to kill, arrest, sell, or harvest them without diplomatic consequences. So for now, we're going to accept. We're going to see what kind of pawns they are. They are Kijin again. Oh, hello. Hey, Trash Monkey. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Let me slow this down a little bit here. So, let me catch y'all up on what's going on. Oh, and thanks for the follow as well. I really appreciate that. So, what's going on? We're playing a bit of Rimworld here. Not sure if you're familiar, but it's basically a storytelling sandbox kind of style of game. Survival, that sort of thing. Not yesterday. Was it Saturday? I can't remember. A few days ago, at least. I had the first session. Syken and Kitty there were in the chat during this time. Marie was also there, among others, of course, but those 3 were the most vocal. We have set up a colony, and those 3 had helped develop the ideology. So, as you know, Syken and Kitty have helped us develop a cannibal ritualist cult. So, this is what we're dealing with. Right now, we're just starting out. We're only 12 days in, and right now we're just surviving. Oh, thank you again for the follow. Again, I do appreciate that. It certainly helps. Um, and so right now we are just a cult getting started. Uh, didn't think too much about the people joining us, of course, because we might have a bit of our cult rituals with inside of them. I don't know how they're going to feel about it, but if they don't like it, we may have to put them in prison and turn them into food. Join the cult. I mean, they might, but let's take a look at them to see if we want them to join. So again, they are Kijin. Looks like they brought some money and food along with them. We can't just take their stuff. Not right away, at least. Um, oh, I do also want to set to only doctor care so that they don't waste any good medicine that we may have. So this person is a fool. This doesn't seem very intelligent. She has a magical way of thinking. Uh, Slow to learn and is easily persuaded by others. Nevertheless, fools always seem to find happiness more easily. This person has a negative 14 to 6 of their abilities and a global learning factor of minus 95%. So she will only learn things at a 5% rate, which is horrible. And they're world weary, so they've grown tired of the world and need to be constantly distracted to stop dark thoughts. Her bleak personality is a big downer and therefore is very hard to become friends with them. So she's not going to be friendly either. This person is also incapable of firefighting, plant work, and mining. So not a good colonist. We'll have them be here for a while. Maybe they'll decide that they want to give that we took good care of them. Maybe they'll give us a gift after a while, but we still have to take care of them for 14 days, so almost a quadrum. This one is a stoner and an explorer. So she and brought her own smoke leaf, but again, that's gonna go away after a while. This person is not going to be happy because they have a dependency on smoke leaf. They're also an immortal, so that's a possibility for capturing. Then this person has no health conditions, well, that's a good start. They're recluse, so the fewer people in the faction, the happier he is. Being alone is the best of all. I mean, sure. They are Kurin, so this comes standard, but they are also a furious Kurin. They are radicalized, is of a radicalized kind of Kurin. Their thirst for revenge and hatred for the offenders of current kind is unyielding, unending. So their global certainty loss is halved. I'm not sure what other benefits or penalties that's going to have, but they are very smart. So, while they are here, let's go ahead and tick their research up to a 1. That is what they will most likely be doing all the time. Actually, before they get to do too much, let's set some of this stuff up. So, 1 for firefighting, 2 for patience. It's going to be a lot of similar stuff as what all of this other stuff is set to. Basic stuff, rearming is important. We don't want them taking care of the prisoners. They're apparently a good hunter, but I'm not going to worry about that. They don't need to mine, they don't need to do that. However, they can probably craft. Hauling will put at a 4. Cleaning can be at a 3. Don't want them doing any dark study. They don't need to do any sacrificing. But maybe do some writing if I have the ability to do so. And we're just going to copy that to the other 2. That should, for the most part, copy things over. And, you know, since these research spots are just spots that we can place down, just put down another 3 just in case they do decide to help us with research. Writing, however, so the reason why I kind of want this person to do some writing is because they have an intellect of 16. So if they write a book, they will basically write down their knowledge in the book, and anyone that reads it can learn intellectual experience at an improved rate. So if they write a book, people could learn to be an intellectual of 16. That is wonderful for us because we have a 4. 10 isn't so bad, and we have a 5. So we're not doing that great in our intellectual capacity as it is. So let me see here. Writing, I think is what it's called. Alright, so Kiro have a writing book. I'm going to try to stay away from this as much as possible. This looked like a good race to add in. It seemed to have a bunch of stuff, but some of the things do have errors in it that I've already come across in the last day, which of course was after I added it to the mod, and removing it breaks the game. So they're going to have to stay in the game, but I will try not to have too much interaction with them. Here we are, down here, writing. Construct a writing desk and have your colonists write books that pass their knowledge to other members of their society. Alright, so once I am done researching whatever it is that I'm researching, do I have a research project currently? No active project. Alright. In that case, research that. So, a mod I've added is normally when you don't have a research project, nobody does research. However, I've made it so that you can just do basic research about just generic research, just earning research points as you go. And so apparently I have earned about 81 research that I can immediately put towards whatever I start researching next, which is this. So it's just kind of a stockpile to prevent loss of research time if I forget to add something to be researched, that sort of thing. So yeah. What else was there? There's something else about that I was going to say, but I can't remember. Anyway, we have these 3 people here. They're not going to be doing too much. Again, I don't want them messing things up or, you know, like taking care of the one pet that we have and then for some reason having the pet bond to them and then they leave. So We do have a lot of rice at this point, though, so I'm going to go ahead and allow anyone that has handling take care of that. So what they'll do then is they'll probably grab some food, head over to this training spot like Nico seems to be doing right now, and they'll train the animal a little bit. Try to speak to it, get it to learn things, give it some food. Looks like chicken, not human meat. And then once they're done with that, depending on their training, they failed a 28% chance to train them in guarding. So they weren't the best option to go with. Like their handling of animals is a 2 versus a 9 or a 4. So, but they will also won't learn otherwise. Looks like we have a raid going on here. In-game raid, not a Twitch raid. So a group of undead from the Profaned Legion have arrived nearby. They're attacking immediately. Why is it always the undead? Oh yeah, because this is Anomaly. It deals with the occult and things like that. So strength of 79, double what the initial raid was. It looks like it only counts the actual colonists and pets. It's not counting any of the visitors, which is interesting. And then, of course, modifying out to be 79 points. They're attacking immediately. He's down here. And because he has a higher score, gets some better equipment. He gets, I guess just clothing. He gets a little bit of a better weapon the other guy had, and 8 herbal medicine. Unfortunately, he is really good at shooting, comparatively. It's too bad he didn't arrive with a gun of some sort. As far as his abilities, he is a psychopath, so, he'd fit right in. He's industrious, so he would work faster. Kevin's ideas. From the precious note, Val learned how to survive in harsh environments, but he occasionally feels a little malicious. Well, that doesn't really explain too much. Bonus to trading, toxic resistance is nice. Toxic environment resistance is good. Smelting speed and pain shock threshold minus 20%. So, okay, he's going to be a little harder to kill. And he is a night owl. So, he prefers to be awake at night. Otherwise, he gets upset. He's incapable of cleaning, hauling, plant work. So, maybe night owl in the daytime is a minus 10. Yikes. Blind light. Can't stand the terrible light. My senses are overwhelmed. So he's a tunneler, or a darkness ideology, and a raider. So, that might be why he's here. So they don't like being light. Perfect to be a vampire, I suppose. But I don't think his usefulness will outweigh the penalties, because he will almost always have this -10 and this -8. Just because he'll be out in the day. So we're going to have to take care of him. Or perhaps the bugs will take care of him instead. And he's probably going to go through here. I could... Alright, first of all, everyone, we need the new people to restrict themselves to the home zone. Why is this home zone over here? Oh, because I had built stuff. Hold on. Let's turn that off. Get rid of that, get rid of that. What did I build here? I don't know. So let's get everyone back up here. But I kind of want to try something. So I'm going to send Nico down here a little bit. There are combat specialists, so they will tend to be doing a lot of the combat right off the bat. And this guy is going to be approaching soon. So what I'm going to do is do what she's been doing a lot of so far. We're going to get the bugs to follow after us a little bit. Now hopefully they'll stop chasing here in a moment. Otherwise I've made a mistake. And Val has decided to go over there. The bug has moved away, and we'll go back to planting crops. Meanwhile, Val over here will be taken care of by the spiders. This other one will come back. I guess I didn't need to lure that one away. Of course, it could also be that he takes care of the spiders. Nope. They got him. So this is a little bit why having a small pain threshold, or a like a 50% pain threshold, can be dangerous, because it means you're going to stand up and fight longer and be closer to death when that final hit comes in and takes care of you. So all the stuff is in there now, which is unfortunate, but we may be able to retrieve that eventually. And we no longer have to worry about that. However, that is a lot of tasty meat that is now guarded by bugs. Oh well. Back to survival. One of the things... a colonist bed. Oh, right. I suppose they want a place to sleep as well. We're just going to go ahead and give them a couple of sleeping spots. Guess right over here is okay. We'll build... oh, we don't have any wood. Alright guys, chop some wood. And cut plants. And cut. They're not going to be great at it, but they can do it. Need to get some trees to build a little bit of a shelter for them. It's not going to be great. It's just going to be a small little area. Like so. You can have a door. But it looks like everyone's currently researching. As soon as they're done, they'll go ahead and start doing other things. Nico's on it. Although for some reason we are just continuously researching. I don't know why we're not stopping. Should be stopping. Oh well, I'll let them do that. If they don't want to build the building, that's fine. Oh, they just had to get hungry first. Also, corn is about to be done, so get a little bit more of that as well. Corn takes a while to grow. And just to be sure though, plant cutting is at a 3. This should probably be set to 4. Just to make sure that we're not skipping anything. Research usually is the last thing people do. Where are you off to? No, 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 no. No. Set that to something that we're not going to. You can. Alright, can sleep on the ground there. Apparently, they don't want to sleep in the sleeping spots that I provided. That's fine. Ah, Okawa is having a tantrum. He will smash up random furniture, items, and structures. This happened because of poor mood. Final straw was malnourished. Right. Because I decided that didn't need to be fed because he was a prisoner. Well, I'll give me just a moment to finish up cooking here. And we'll go in here. Stop that. Not allowed to break my stuff. Although I'm doing less. Okay, good. He decided to turn away from the wall. There. Go there. We'll get somebody to tend to you eventually. Oh, looks like Yoko's on it right away. Can't have the prisoners trying to escape. It's not good. Alright, 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. We'll pick up the speed a little bit. Now that nobody's in danger. Oh, but these guys are asleep. Of course. It's sleeping right on what I want to obtain. Well, still, we have 2 days to try and get that. So, what I'm doing in here, even though I'm still not feeding this guy, I am bandaging up all the bruises and cracks and scrapes that I had done for a bit of medical experience. So, as you can see, we are at 4.99. So, in just a moment, there we go. We're now increased our medical skill. So, tending to the injuries that you cause will help learn how to tend to them better in the future. Now, what is the problem? Unsightly environment, sleeping alone, slept on the ground, awful bedroom, ate non-cannibal food, disturbed sleep. Yeah, we we have a lot of bad things going on. We're not very happy at the moment. But we'll take care of that later. Why are you sleeping there now? No, this is supposed to be your bed. Why did this change? There. I don't know. Maybe something had gone wrong. Or maybe, like, they had, um, they had claimed it when we built the bed, but before Yoko could reclaim it. I don't know. Alright, how is our ritual need progressing? 12%, 18, 11. We should do another one of those pretty soon. So you know what? Let's get an incantation. No, not everybody is, well, do I have everyone join? Let's test it out. Let's see if they like the cult. So we're going to begin one of these, another incantation. Everyone's invited to join. See if they like it or not. It's unlikely. They don't actually have a requirement for it, so they're probably not going to like it. But if that's the case, we'll deal with that in a moment. Alright. Incantation was loathsome, which is apparently the best quality we can get. So everyone participating gets +2 to their mood for the next 6 days. Wonderful. I guess they're okay with that. Does that now give them a need for it? No, because they are out of our ideology. Okay. However, now that Okawa has had all of their bruises and cuts taken care of, let's go ahead and begin a public execution, because we want it to happen, and some of these people here, if I remember correctly, like, they probably won't care. They're world weary, so they might not care. And they're a furious current, so, you know, maybe they won't care either. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, can we not? Oh, he has to be healed first. Alright, well, in that case, let's do that instead. And eventually somebody will get around to it. Although nobody is chopping down these trees. Why aren't you? Oh, it's because, oh, some chicken meat has rotted away. Again, we don't have refrigeration, so that's going to happen. Everyone needs some recreation, so let them get their recreation. And the prisoner has been executed. Now, as soon as we get the chance, somebody will, oh, you know what? I think I'm doing something wrong. Do I have a butcher table? Can I make it out of bone? I don't have enough bones. How many bones do I have? I have 58 bones. Alright. Can't make a butcher table quite yet. because something that happens is um, the butchering spot gives a penalty to the amount of meat that you get. So I think it's like a 30% reduction or something like that. And and then um, the health of a creature uh, has an effect on how much meat you get. So um, if it's like a domestic animal and you slaughter it, it will give 100% of its meat. But if you have to hunt it and it has any wounds, like all of this, it will give less meat as well. So that was kind of an adjustment that was made to uh, give a benefit to ranching, but not many people know about it. And then there's, of course, a excuse me, a third thing that modifies it is if, say, his right arm was missing, then that would be a percentage reduction depending on how much of a percentage an arm is worth over the entire body. Okay, so we have finished writing. So now we can make a writer's table as soon as we have enough wood, and we'll get this other guy to start making a textbook. Other than that, let's have a look around what we want to research next. Japanese cuisine might be a good one. You know, get some of that ramen or tempura, yakisoba. Get some of these meals able to be made. Smithing, carpet making, like all of this stuff is good for us. But basic beverages, coffee and tea. Okay, so we could get some of those. Just kind of looking through, seeing what kind of things we have. This is one of my more favorite research trees. So we have things like no plant wasted. So whenever we harvest a plant, instead of just the, like if you harvest a tomato, the rest of the plant isn't wasted. You just take that and it would basically become hay. So basically every time we harvest a plant, we get a little bit of hay on the side. So that can be used for various things like making kibble for the animals, making tatami floors, that sort of thing. Excuse me. So, some of these might be ones I want to research next. Steel arms requires smithing, so that might be something. Weapons, not quite yet. We do have the ability. Oh, this might be a good one right here. Plant breeding. So learn the science of maximizing plants' positive genetic traits into new plant varieties. So basically, whenever we have a plant, if I select similar, like so, I guess it's not going to show up yet because we don't have the tech. But let me see if I can find one real quick. It also might not show up because we don't have the tech. But whenever we plant something, each one has a little bit of a chance of basically mutating and receiving a little bit of a basically a benefit. So like they're more easily grown in winter, provides more when harvested, that sort of thing. So once we research this, occasionally we'll find a plant that will have that, and we can then take a clipping of that and then learn to plant it as the basic thing. Be lurking, same thing. Once lower than 3 viewers. All right. Thanks a bunch. Glad to have you here. But I do need to make a writer's table before I forget, which is good. So as soon as we have some wood, actually I can queue it up right now. Just do that. And eventually they'll get around to cutting down the trees. Again, some of them are better than others. So like Yoko being the plant expert here is going to be cutting things down much faster than someone with a 3 in planting. Can I not assign these? I can. They just don't want to sleep in them on their own. Okay, so we want an intellectual book. Looks like it only costs 100 cloth to make. We're only going to do it once, and we're going to have this guy do it. So now that we have that, we're going to put this up at a 1. And then he'll hopefully start writing a book and get it written before he leaves or gets too upset to finish it up. However, there needs... Yeah, I was worried about this smoke leaf withdrawal. We don't have any smoke leaf, and apparently they didn't bring enough for 14 days. So they're going to be in a bad mood. How about this person? They're hungry, they're drowsy. Minor pain. Oh, they have a stab scar and a gunshot wound. Okay, so they're in a little bit of pain. You've observed a corpse. Okay, well, slept outside on the ground. That's your own fault. I tried to give you a place to sleep. And you just didn't want to. Looks like we've chopped down the trees. Now take care of the stumps for a little bit of extra wood. And we can now make a prototype of the potting bench. Which... is that in here? Yeah, there we are. Oh, but that costs steel? No, we can do it completely out of wood. We'll make one of those. So since it's a prototype, again, we can... the prototype construction can give us bonus research. So right now we're doing a material analysis, which is giving us a bonus. Once we finish this building, or this crafting table, whatever it is, this prototype construction should get a certain percentage of these 250 points. Alright, so we got all of 17 for that. Not much, but still, we were able to make it early before the thing was actually done. So now, hopefully, some of these new plants... You know what? We're gonna halt sowing until we're actually done with this research. Also, we have an inspiration. So the next animal I want to tame in the next 8 days will be 100% successful. Do have another little spider girl over here. I would like to tame it, but not with who's this? Yoko? I'm going to actually have Nezu prioritize that. Is there any other animal out here that I'd like to tame? A mega spider would be kind of funny, but I think that wouldn't work. Although it is an option. A muffalo or a mega sloth isn't what I want. Buffalo are kind of a dumb animal, so we'd have to keep it in a pen. So maybe something will show up in the next 8 days. So I'm going to leave that over there as a reminder to myself. And that bayonet charge has finally deteriorated away. So no longer have to worry about that. Our storage is of course still quite full. Nothing I can do about it at the moment. I mean, I suppose I could, this is for when we're indoors, maybe put one right here and put one over here, which is where we'll probably spend most of our time. So that will stop some of the loss. And actually, since we have 6 people, okay, we were successful in taming that one. Now let me just watch you. Oh, hello. Dafapico, the visiting Kurin here, has had a strange dream. In it, he saw a black shape unfurling in space and time, growing and consuming. The shape originated from a nearby crumbling monolith. Upon waking from the vision, he feels strangely drawn to the monolith. It calls to him. So, apparently he was given a dream by this monolith here. We might decide to start taking a look at it. Where did that happen? Oh, no, it's just a rainy thunderstorm. Never mind. Again, I do take notice of when lightning strikes, because it usually means that an immortal has died somewhere. It used to actually tell you right over here when a lightning bolt struck and an immortal has died. It used to say somewhere an immortal has died. I don't need to worry about putting out the fires because it is a rainy thunderstorm. Now you might be wondering, why doesn't it look like it's raining? Or why isn't it so dark, because it's a thunderstorm or anything like that? It's because I have added a few mods. One of them makes it so that all of the rain that falls down doesn't actually get shown. Let me slow this down a bit. Because with video compression and whatnot, it tends to make it look bad if there's too much going on the screen at once. So it is still raining, but it's not actually showing all the rain across the entire screen. As far as why it's not so dark, again, with compression and whatnot, videos tend to be darker on your end than on my end. So I have added a mod where I can control the darkness of the game. Like, so when it's nighttime, it doesn't actually look as dark as it could be, but you can still kind of see, like, fire is giving a glow compared to the surroundings. So I've added that in just to make it a little easier to see what's going on. Now, seems like we have a new quest here. Beggars Wish for Charity. Seems like they are on their way to us right now. A group of 4 travelers are approaching looking for help. Travelers are begging for 8 herbal medicine. Well, let me tell you, buddies. Right here. There's 8 medicine right there for you if you want it. In fact, there's 9 medicine right over here. Back to the quest. They're begging for 8 medicine. They need the medicine to attempt a life-saving operation on a fellow traveler who was attacked by mechanoids. You can give items to travelers by selecting a colonist and right-clicking on Blitz, which is this guy with the question mark above his head. Travelers will move on after 1 day. These travelers are not part of any faction. If you wish, you can choose to kill, arrest, sell, or harvest them without diplomatic consequences. Again, we're a cannibalistic cult, and we are apparently low on food. So, guess what's going to happen? Oh, never mind. Something else might happen first. A group of Revia from the Entrails Purgers have arrived nearby. They're attacking immediately. Just 1 raider, threat points 99. Again, all of this math and stuff to figure it out for those of you who are interested. Now, this is another one of those nifty races. They are Revia. They are a race of I think they're foxes again, that are always have bloodlust. They also have some kind of soul reap ability. So the more people they sacrifice, the stronger they get. This is one of the races I was kind of thinking of having in the group, but didn't get around to it, or I forgot about it, or something. So normally they start off with a soul reap of 1, so they're a fox with 1 tail. As the soul reap increases, so as they sacrifice more and more people, they become more powerful, so their moving speed increases, their manipulation increases, apparently their market value increases, and things like that. So, eventually, when they reach 9 tails, they become pretty strong. But that also requires like hundreds of sacrifices. And I wasn't sure if I wanted it in a cannibal cult, because then we would be fighting between, well, am I going to use this person as a sacrifice, or am I going to be using this person as food? So, they don't seem to be equipped with too much. They have 11 medicine on them. They're bloodlusted and capricious. They're not easy to get along with. They often lose their temper. So, probably not great for the colony. But they're also probably going to run into these folk here. We'll see what happens. They're taking a little bit of a roundabout way over this way. And these guys are just coming straight up this way. They're probably going to meet up here, near the spider, again. Or maybe they'll see each other, and he'll, or she will attack these guys over here. Well, although going a bit faster, so maybe not. Maybe they will attack the spiders over here. that what's going to happen? Are they always going to see these spiders over here? They are. Alright, well, that's probably another raider taken care of. Drawn into the spiders. And they're downed. But they're not dead, so they will try to crawl away. These guys have been great for us. Oh, but here come the beggars asking for medicine. There's a whole 19 medicine right over there. See if Vermilion over here escapes. They're not bleeding, which is interesting. So they're not going to bleed out. They just can't walk. Where are you going? Crawling to safety over here. Huh. I don't think crawling back into the cave is going to be helpful. Oh, look at this. I suppose it's no longer raining. Let's do that. And I know everyone's asleep. But please come down here and take care of the fire. It's those of you that will. What are you doing? You're loading your inventory. Okay. Oh, I also forgot. You know what? Let's do this. Let's take care of these big fires. There we go. Now, what's first problem? Oh yeah, they're in withdrawal. Oh, that's not good. That's probably gonna cause problems here in a bit. Outside of allowed air. Oh. Maybe that's why they didn't, get in bed. I forgot I assigned them to home to keep them safe. Alright, these guys, however, I don't know if this person would help. I mean, they said they would. Let's, add a few more beds in here. And let's draft everybody up. Get them all out here for a moment. Because I think if we try to arrest one, the others are going to try to run away. So, I want you to try to arrest you. You try that one. You try that one. And you only have a 60% chance. You have a 97%. Try to do that. Alright. That didn't work out so well. Don't let them get away. There we go. Nobody was hurt. And this person is actually still alive. So, here we go. of this stuff we can allow. Normally, again, I'd use the allow tool to allow everything. But again, there are insects on the map that have insect jelly. And this is dangerous. Oh, also, they're asleep at the moment. You get doctor care. How are you doing? 6 hours? Plenty of time. How are you doing? Right, you're not bleeding out. Let's go capture this guy. See if we can get him before the bugs wake up. The other guy should be tended. Oh. We did take a few hits. But nothing bad. Let's see if we can get this guy before... There we are. Wonderful. We have a lot of food now. Well, for the moment. Let me add another one of these here. So cook a simple meal. Clear everything. Only want meat. And do until we have 4. So that will make carnivorous meals, if not necessarily cannibalistic meals. Work left 5,410. That's gonna take him a while. How long are you guys here? 11 more days. You should have enough time to finish that up, I hope. Travelers who are seeking your charity have been harmed. Colonists with charitable beliefs will be unhappy. Did any of these folk have charitable beliefs? Not you. Nope. No. Interesting. This person... Oh. This person doesn't like the weapon that they came in with. I kind of wish that there was a little bit more going on with that sort of thing. So a lot of times you'll get somebody that have a passion for cooking and they have a cooking stat of 12 or something like that, something really good, and then they'll have a backstory that makes them unable to cook. I kind of wish that the character generation would pay attention to some of those things and not be so completely random. But, oh well. Food binge. You're going to be picking out on food? Well, and guess what? We don't have any. So, you're not going to be eating much at the moment. In fact, let's just suspend that until you're done with your food binge there. Inspired trade. Thanks to a high mood, Nezu has experienced an inspiration. She'll get a significant trade price bonus when closing her next trade deal. Will expire after 8 days. What medical emergency? Oh yeah, these guys. Or this one in specific. tend to them for a little bit, please. And give me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Hydrating. Otherwise, I get a bit raspy. I'd like to go for as long as I can. But, tending to him at the moment, now that I've remembered, now that I've been giving this bright red medical emergency notification, and we got it in time, and he doesn't have too many injuries that we can't just take care of it right here. Bandage him up. Why can't we go full speed? I see. So we didn't have any food, but there was food here. How bad are you doing? Oh, right, you're the immortal. So you're going to survive this. Well, they're no longer binging on food. And once again, these insects have taken care of problems. Now, don't get back up again. Just crawl to safety. Because every time you're injured, we're going to have to stay at normal speed. Once they get far enough away, run. Can't move very fast, can you? And down you go. These spiders have been both a bane and a boon to me this entire game. Once they are far enough away, and this guy's up. There you go. Oh, yep. All right. Congratulations, Fur. You have escaped. And you have probably dropped a few things on the way, haven't you? And you also have an extreme break risk. Tense pain. Yeah, come over here and heal up. There's not much I can do about it. But at least you're not on a food binge anymore, so I can let my colonists go back to cooking. And yeah, why don't we just prioritize some cooking here? Get some meals. Didn't I say... Oh, I said no sowing. They can still harvest. That's fine. But it looks like the corn has finally grown in. So we'll go ahead and get some of that taken care of. And the research is finally finished. So now when we plant things, we should be able to get like hybrids and do a few little bit of gene splicing with plants, I guess. I'll try to keep an eye out on it, but I don't know. Might miss it a time or two. We're not going to do any of the green stuff yet because I haven't researched 50% of the yellow things. Revian religious ceremonies we're not going to do because we don't have one in the party. If we do obtain one, then I will look into doing that research. This one eventually I'll want to do stone road building. So normally on the map you have like these dirt roads, these more compact dirt roads, the stone roads, and I think there's another tier higher than stone roads that are just normally generated when you make a map. This mod allows us to make our own roads. So since we are located way over here, away from civilization in the mountains, eventually I'm going to want to start, building our roads through the mountains, making it a little easier to reach some of these destinations. Because right now, if we wanted to go somewhere, we'd have to form the caravan, we'd have to hike through the mountains, which is slow going, and go to whoever's the nearest. Probably this one's probably closer than the Ratkin, just because we only have one mountain to go through rather than two. Well, then again, they are along the road. Maybe that would speed things up, but it would take us forever to get to them at the moment. So right now, I want to do something else. This one, again, mods aren't necessarily always in English. I added this one not knowing that it was, I think this is Korean? I'm not exactly sure. But, like, a lot of it is in English, but some of it isn't. So, terraformation is, again, industrial technology. So while we're Neolithic, we're not going to be researching this anytime soon. Profane is for the undead. Again, unless they're in our colony, we're not likely going to do any specific research. Workbench requires complex furniture, which I think is over here. Yeah, complex furniture. So I could do this. Probably should do this, in fact. This will open up a lot of basic furniture that we can use, like beds, tables, end tables to give us a little bit of a boost to sleeping, that sort of thing. So I might be doing that one next, but I want to check all these other ones first. Yeah. So I just did writing, plant cutting, or whatever it was. So we're gonna do complex furniture next, because we like our comforts, right? Now, why isn't... Okay, I don't want raw resources, but why aren't you hauling all of this in? I suppose you're cooking it. Oh, someone's got an infection. So, whenever you have a cut, there is a chance, based on the area around you, of it getting infected. So the reason why this one got infected is because there is blood everywhere and is lying on a dirt floor. So it's a little bit odd that you can get an infection from your own blood, but I think it just assumes blood is blood. And so this person has obtained an infection. If the infection reaches 100%, they die. They do get immunity to it over time, If the immunity reaches 100% first, they live. There is also the option of cutting off the affected limb to save the life, but unfortunately, this infection is in the torso, and I don't think you can remove the torso and stay living. So, this guy is probably going to die, which is okay because that was kind of the intent to begin with. You know, he is a prisoner, and he is going to be food very soon. Like this person right over here, Annie. Get more bones for crafting. So something I intend to do is when bones become available, I will try to make a lot of things out of bones rather than wood, just because I kind of feel it fits the style more than anything else. Oh, and you're tending to their wounds even though they don't need it. Wonderful. Getting some healing training in. Still harvesting. Good, you finally picked all of that up. Alright, this has flown into a sadistic rage. She's going to vent her anger on the prisoners. This happened because of Portland. The final straw was minor pain. Really? I suppose you do have a lot of other things that you're unhappy about, too. So, they decided to go in there and vent their anger on a prisoner. No, he does not get medicine. Hold on. Oh, you're going to rest. Okay, never mind. It's all good. You're done with your rage. And they've been taken care of. Okay. You know, I'm worried that we probably used medicine on him the first time around. Which... I don't think I can get that medicine. So I'm gonna still leave it as unacquirable. How are you doing on your book? Down to 4,300? How much time do we have left before you go? Another 10 days. So in one day you've gotten a good 700 or so work done on the book. So that should be done in a few days. And I don't know why you're not getting food. You're almost starving. There you go. Alright, almost. Well, I was going to say almost everyone's awake. Let's do another one of these. Invite everyone to it and see if we can get another mood bonus here. Because we kind of need it. So just a quick 2-hour ceremony. Oh, Nezu finally made it. Wonderful. Yeah, because we're down to a 13% again. We need to keep doing this. And we get another +2 ritual complete. It's not much. But it does stack. So we can help negate some of that for everyone. And then also, I did do the leader thing for them, but I should get the advisor as well, because they also have some useful abilities, and I might be able to make this person a little bit happier, because the main problem is they're getting a negative 20 because of withdrawal. Not much I can do about it at the moment, though, and everyone was kind of asleep. They are asleep, okay? We'll see what we can do when we wake up. Otherwise, are these done yet? No. This is one of the reasons I was trying to wait, is because we have just a weird assortment in the corners, not quite being ready to harvest, but also now that we can. You know what? 98%. Well, they're almost done. Once people wake up, they'll probably come out and harvest this stuff. Well, she'll haul it at least. Oh, you're also not supposed to be getting food. Medical emergency? Probably this guy again. Yeah, the infection is up to a 79%. Immunity is at 55%. He's not gonna make it. So, we might as well do this now. And then we'll have some more dinner. Not sure if these other guys will like it or not, but they certainly will. Now we have 131 meat, and should be cooked up sooner than later. So I am going to suspend that one for a little bit, and we can cook up some meat meals for a little bit. Finally getting around to harvesting all of this. And now we can allow sowing once again. But everyone's awake, so what I want to do is I want to give a role change to Nezu. They can be the Supreme Cultist Leader, which is the second in command. And everyone can join in for this. This will give Nezu some additional abilities. Oh, we have a trader coming in. Not just a single person, but an entire caravan walking in. We'll be able to trade a few things, hopefully. And there's probably too many of them for us to handle at the moment. So, alright, successfully changed the role. Now, they have offered to counsel to a person to cancel the effects of a sad memory. So, once everyone is done eating, should be able to do this. Cannot use council supreme cult. Can only counsel cultists. Okay, well, never mind then. They would have to be a cultist in order for me to use that ability on them. So, I guess there's nothing I can do about it. I certainly tried, but oh well. Let's see here. I'm gonna slow this down for a moment. Looks like I've been going for about 3 hours now. I think I'm probably gonna call it here for the time being. I try to aim for about 3 hours uh, when I stream, just because that way I'm not gonna tax my voice too much or anything like that. So, um, here in a minute, I think we're going to be calling it. Um, Next time, uh, we're going to continue. We're making progress. It is slow progress, but progress nonetheless. And you know, um, hopefully, I will be able to fix a couple of the minor problems that seem to be showing up with the mods and whatnot, and hopefully get that taken care of. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it tonight. I certainly appreciated all the follows. I appreciated the raids, uh, and of course, all of you being here as well. So, if you enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all next time. Have a good night.